Chapter 19, in which Ketchup Face is interrupted.
"Quick!" said Stinkbomb. "Let's get out of here."
Ketchup Face fixed him with a steely glare. "I haven't finished my song," she said.
"You can finish it later," Stinkbomb told her.
"But I'm nearly at the best bit."
"Look," Stinkbomb said. "Either you can finish the song now, and the Badgers will put us in a cardboard box and post us to the remote mountain kingdom of Badgerstan, where we'll be put to work painting stripes on second-hand tigers, or we can escape and go home, and then you can sing your song to Mum and Dad after the end of the story."
Ketchup Face thought about this. "Mum and Dad probably would like my song, wouldn't they?" she said. Stinkbomb nodded.
"I expect they'd love it."
"What about the second-hand tigers?" Ketchup Face asked. "They'd like it too, wouldn't they?" Stinkbomb shook his head.
"Probably not," he said.
"Oh," said Ketchup Face. "Are you sure?"
"Pretty sure," Stinkbomb said. "Tigers have a rubbish taste in music."
"Oh, OK," Ketchup Face said. "I wouldn't want the tigers to be disappointed, that's all. Time to escape, then." And they escaped. Or at least they did the first bit of escaping, which involved tiptoeing to the lift, and they got in and went up to the ground floor, and tiptoed out the front door. Unfortunately, as soon as they'd done that, they found themselves entirely surrounded by badgers.
"Oi,"
said Harry the Badger gruffly.
"What are you doing escaping when you should be finishing your song and getting into a box?"
"Yeah," agreed Rolf the Badger. "And what have you done with Stuart the Badger?" "I'll be down in a minute," came a high, squeaky voice from an upstairs window. "I'm just wiping my bottom." The badgers growled. They were in a very bad mood at this point, because not only had most of them not had anything to say yet, it looked as if, apart from Stuart the Badger and Rolf the Badger and Harry the Badger, none of them was even going to get given a name before the end of the story. They closed in on our heroes, and it looked as if this time there was no way out. But then... "What's that squeaking noise?" said Ketchup Face. The badgers turned and saw a horrifying sight. Except that it wasn't very horrifying. But it was definitely a sight, and they saw it. Coming towards them, most of the time, except when it veered off to one side, was the little shopping trolley. And sitting proudly upright in the little shopping trolley was King Toothbrush Weasel. And sitting on King Toothbrush Weasel's head, nesting in the centre of his crown, was the frightened chicken.
"I say,"
said King Toothbrush Weasel, as the little shopping trolley drew near and steered sideways into a tree.
"What are you two doing here in the middle of all these antelopes?"
"They're not antelopes, they're badgers,"
said Stinkbomb, opening How to Identify a Badger at the picture of a badger and handing it to King Toothbrush Weasel.
"Oh, yes,"
said King Toothbrush Weasel, looking at the picture.
"So they are. The octopus told me you were in trouble, so we've come to help."
"What octopus?" said Ketchup Face.
"This one, of course,"
said King Toothbrush Weasel, pointing at the frightened chicken.
"Well, it didn't exactly tell me, but it did a mime and drew a picture."
"And I heard your cries for help,"
said the little shopping trolley.
"and my mum said my room was nearly tidy and I'd worked very hard and I could finish it later, so I came too. And luckily someone's been driving a sports car too fast in the enchanted wood, and they've squashed all the brambles and bracken down so I can get in now."
"Bagawk!" added the frightened chicken. And the badgers started muttering darkly, for many of them felt it wasn't fair that even a frightened chicken should get more to say than them. "Here I am," said Stuart the Badger, bursting through the doors behind Stinkbomb and Ketchup Face. "Have I missed anything?" Rolf the Badger looked at him suspiciously. "Did you wash your paws?" he asked. Stuart the Badger blushed. "Oops," he said, and disappeared again.
"So now," continued King Toothbrush Weasel, "I shall rescue you from these wicked—"
Here he paused and checked the book again.
"Badgers."
"Oh, yeah," said Harry the Badger. "You and whose army?"
"Me and my army, of course,"
said King Toothbrush Weasel. "Meow," said the army, emerging from behind him and springing gracefully up onto the edge of the basket.
"Ooh,"
murmured the badgers nervously. They'd never seen a whole army before.
"Right,"
said Malcolm the cat.
"You're all under arrest."
"Are we really?" asked Rolf the Badger.
"No, not really,"
said Malcolm the cat.
"You can all go as long as you promise not to do it again. Okay?"
The badgers nodded and began to shuffle away.
"Oh, hold on, wait a minute,"
Malcolm the cat said.
"My mistake, you are under arrest after all."
"Oh,"
said the badgers, and they all came and stood in front of Malcolm the cat and waited to be handcuffed.
"Although,"
said Malcolm the cat,
I suppose if you were very good, I could let you go.
And then, as the badgers began to shuffle hopefully away again, he added,
Or maybe not.
The doors to the block of flats opened again, and Stuart the badger emerged once more.
Have I missed anything?
He asked.
Yeah, said Harry the badger glumly. We're all being arrested by the army.
Stuart the badger looked at the army.
But it's only a cat,
He said.
Oh, yeah,
Said all the badgers.
so it is.
And they grabbed Stinkbomb and Ketchup Face and King Toothbrush Weasel and Malcolm the cat and the little shopping trolley and the frightened chicken and put them in a cardboard box and posted them to the remote mountain kingdom of Badgerstan.